All right. I wonder what got copyrighted. It must be the music. And the music sucks. But anyway, gets copyrighted because they've got to sell it to these businesses that are stupid to give us this crappy bong dong dong dong, because that's what it was, right? Kind of music. Crap. When you can actually get these type of things for free. You can play the radio and stuff like that. It's much better. But anyway, otherwise we get incidences like that. If we try to do what a person likes to do to find out how long things take and all that kind of stuff. So you can imagine that time, so it was 6 minutes of that before this conversation started. So let's have a listen. They were told that they were recorded. I come in as I was hearing someone getting upset and things not happening too well. And so I come in and had a little say during the conversation, and then it ended up getting ended a little quick at the end, which is sad. I've heard a lot of these conversations before, definitely if you have a certain tone of voice and stuff like that, where they go, oh, don't get rowdy, and they assume all these things. In fact, I'll be talking about in a story in the future about how people use these words to try to get over you, to make you feel bad, right, when it's not been happening. As they've got a new law now, and they like to use things like that. And you just get a little upset or just say something that hurts them, they will pretty much say that we're going to hang up on you, which is sad because you'll find that in a Nazi culture, right? When it comes to that bad. I understand what they've got to say about people rowding up, but they've got to listen to the words they're saying, and some people just have loud voices. It's not yelling or screaming or anything like that, and yet someone starts to talk like it's something, someone's upset. When no one's upset, we're just trying to have a conversation, right? And we're talking about the next steps. And if you believe the next steps is because what upset people do, then perhaps you might be right about people being upset. You know what I mean, people? But anyway, you'll get that more in this conversation. They record, I record, and we put up on YouTube. I end up squeezing that at the end about what we have to do in the next steps when we have issues that can't be solved but should be solved. We take it to the newspaper, to the police, and things like that. We do the next steps. Usually these got to do with anything that's not right. Usually the police could help that area out, but usually they're only doing fines and stuff like that these days. But I will go find out, as I can talk about this with a lot of other things that are a bit more actually got evidence about certain things that we've discussed and talked about, including themselves in certain areas. So they'll actually be quite interested to want to have a chat with me about what's on YouTube and what's currently been happening between them and all their chefs, and how we talk about certain areas, like the police said in the clip down further here at the interview, about he was a little stunned about what the judge got to say. Anyway, enough of all that. Like I said, this is serious and real. I'm doing something that some people do, but in a big scale, and getting a lot of things done, as it's my life, and as you can see out there to everybody at the moment, we're all going through issues, and you can see where it wasn't too bad to where how bad it's gotten today with these issues that we're having out there with freedom of speech, companies and all that kind of thing, and violence and bullying and neo-Nazis and all that kind of thing, and groups of them working together, doing certain outcomes. I've also got evidence and suspicion about online bullying, and proof of that, and also of hackers, and make sure that hackers aren't hacking in certain areas, and to make sure that is to have a good conversation about certain areas. Definitely need to get death threats and things like that, and apparently all they say is you need a lawyer that doesn't really look at anything. You know what I mean, people? So let's continue with this clip, as they're about to pick up the phone from the music, so we hopefully don't get a copyright like the last one we can see there. As those people who copyrighted that propaganda or sale, and just tell these other people that that's what you need and it's going to cost you. You know what I mean? When it comes to that music.
Yes, hi. I launched a
business.
card dispute on the 6th of August, and a few days ago I got an email saying that the time frame has exceeded and you've cancelled the investigation. Okay, thank you. Before we proceed, can I have your full name if you have middle name, please include? Yeah, Emma Joy Bridgman. Okay, thank you. Before we proceed, I'll just need
I think she talks about a number.
identify you first, and just to set your expectation, if you did not pass on our identification process, I will not be able to proceed on our call. Okay, no worries. Hello? Yeah, I'm here.
Emma might not even understand that.
Speaking with Emma Bridgman. Yes, that's me. Alright, thank you. So I'll be pulling out your profile here.
Hang on a second. We better not got another problem. There's delay, eh? Because you know what I was just talking about? The biggest problem people out there are music guys. It's pretty sad, eh? See, I wouldn't want to be a fan to certain people, like superstars and stuff, because of just copyright can make me not be a fan. Which is that surprising to you people? Wondering if they even know about that. They fucking care about fans anyway. They pay, kind of thing. So I could cut that off before it all finishes, and I might get another issue. We'll find out, eh? That what was playing in the background just then.
Okay, Emma. So yeah, can you please tell me your email address that we would have on your profile? Yeah.
It's gonna get past that. Let's just skip some information. See where we're up to now.
Application process. Can you please give me your mobile number that you have provided to us, and please tell me that you have that mobile with you now. Okay.
All right, let's check on the number.
Thank you. I have sent you the code, so you should get a text message shortly. Please let me know when you receive it.
Isn't the devil good? Because I'll be talking about this later on, about when it comes to spiritual and in their sector, because I can work in all sorts of sectors. Isn't the devil good to waste time? You know what I mean? And to bring up shit.
We're all set now, Emma. Thank you so much for that. So can I have the reference number of the case?
This part I don't care. You can all check up that and just want yourselves out.
12.
You know what I mean?
113 0105.
But I just leave that with dead people. I believe religion's got a big problem. And if you've got problems, you don't need more problems, eh? But they would understand. So I would chat with them, but I would say good luck with it. They got a big job. I want to go.
Okay, yeah, but I did get
been on thousands of years.
The email within 10 days because it said to get back within 10 days of the email or it may be cancel the dispute. But
so like I've been talking about people, what's the next runaround? What's the next pass the buck, eh?
It's not 10 days.
Here it is.
Cancelled. Again, I'll need you to put on hold for 1 to 2 minutes because I'll need you to check your case here, okay? Okay, no worries. Just want to let you know that. Yeah.
And it wasn't just one text or two texts, many texts. Right? So the job was done. Like I talked about police doing reports earlier and helping out other people earlier. Maybe big incidences wouldn't occur. Maybe the time wouldn't have run out. You see? But if they don't want to do or make your job easy, which is sad, you just go, I'll just leave it. Or we'll just do this text. We'll just do that. Who's to say they're not doing it, you see? And if they were doing it, what would you see? Exactly this outcome. That's sad to say that, isn't it? So where's the positive outcome of all the positive in these sectors, you see, of what they're meant to do? There isn't. That is sad as fuck. Let me know if you believe that in the comments. At 9:19, I'll know what you're talking about in the comment. That is sad. Yeah, I know. You see the big job? That's the government area there. Right? And religion's meant to help us all. Because if religion can't help the government and be the biggest guy, then we're really fucked. And where are they? And that's why I say shit. We've got a long way to go, don't we, people? Right? And you hear some people in the government, they say they've got religion. But okay, we wouldn't have what I can talk about for weeks on end and same with all your data you got there. You know what I mean? You just go, I'm out of here. I don't talk to monkeys. What do some people say? Caveman? Or are you an ant? Some can get like that. Good luck with it. And that's why I believe certain things wouldn't even happen in the spiritual realm, because we haven't earned it yet. And if we did, all we'd do was fail, and we probably wouldn't want such things to come for us yet because we'd fail. Isn't that sad? We'd kill Jesus again, as I've talked about. That's fail. Right? And then we'll talk about that he took our sins but live in sins. Crazy, eh? But that's the truth.
Hello.
Oh, she's
Okay,
back.
I'm back. Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry.
Sorry, apologies for that long hold and thank you so much for your patience. Yeah, upon checking here,
How's that? Thank you so much. See how they're so nice? The devil speaks nice, smiles in your face, right? These are the things I talk about. But yet they fail. So what do they believe all these words are powerful? Do you think these words are powerful if they fail or they become nothing? Let me know in comments. 11:07. Let's continue. I believe that it's a failure. It's sad that that's the best thing they've got. Bit of I'm sorry. So easy. Words are cheap. Why do they say words are cheap? But isn't money king? How do we get money? I guess with the cheap words, perhaps. You know what I mean? You'll see why I end up saying in the end, right, that if things go righteous, the $300 would mean nothing. In fact, if I was a company or certain areas, including even the bank, all of them should be upset. I would be like, just give out the money, man. Look what he's got. This guy knows what he's talking about. But instead of that, they get together and you don't hear about this guy. You know what I mean? Isn't that sad as fuck? Right? And I've got to fight as an individual to perhaps get that guy in North Korea type of thing, or China, you know what I mean? As we're all actually getting like that. Because look what I'm talking about in certain areas where they get the same problem there too. You know? It's like a runaround. So instead of just being upfront in China and they go, this look, in the devil's eyes, it tries to make it look itself good, but it becomes a runaround and you lose. Sad, isn't it? But let's continue.
here, the transaction happened. It's been already.
And I'll just quickly chuck in too that these people should be ashamed of themselves in these certain sectors that I was talking about. Let me know if you agree. It's freedom of speech, and we might as well pump out as much as we can before we don't have it, you know? Anyway, because that's pretty much what I'm doing, right? As I've talked about a certain story already about corruption and not listening and the outcomes of certain areas and people just being very nice, but then you're in jail. Just that's not very nice, is it? You know what I mean? Devil works very nice, and it happens like that to people. In what it does, doesn't it? Let's keep on trucking.
Since this transaction happened, that is why the case was declined. Okay. What I mean is that the chargeback time frame was exceeded. That is why your transaction was declined. For this matter, let me just check. Yeah, Emma, we only have 120 days. Okay, from the expected date of delivery or last contact with the merchant, or where merchant has to promise a refund, or where you have a transaction with the merchant.
But we had time. And if they did their job right, in fact, we had time a couple of times. Someone could have done this for a few days.
Well, the
They
lady
kept
at the bank
doing their
said
job
that
and got it
I
right,
could
right?
still go for it.
But
And
they
I
didn't.
filed the case
Until all of a
on
sudden,
the 6th of August.
time's up, don't have to do my job anymore.
You kept asking
Isn't that sad?
different questions in emails. And the last email I got was saying that
But don't get upset, okay, people?
the time frame was exceeded.
I'm getting good at it. But don't get upset. You're getting upset now. Oh, I'm sorry, I've got to hang up now. Sorry, I'm sorry, don't get upset. You see what I mean? Let me know if you get what I mean in the comments. I'm going to see if the cops get what I mean. Because sadly, some of them don't. You know? You don't have to suggest this because we've recorded everything and we know what you're saying is a lie.
Yeah, the call was recorded.
So what I just told her then is that we've already previously got this story, right? I've got all these clips, how I just explained just then, right? And I'm like, well, there's no use going, but you're going to give me another runaround. I've already actually had 5 of them before now. I've actually had some of them say, we're going to fix your problem. Have you heard of that before, people? And then you get more. Sad, isn't it? It's amazing in a lot of ways, we're still functioning out there. I guess they're still collecting until it's gone, like in that bird carting with the pigs, they're the pigs, right? In these sectors. And you're the birds. Hopefully you'll wake up like the birds. Will that happen? Kind of thing. That's what we're all at, sadly. But anyway, this is where I come in because I can hear I was out in the lounge room doing my own thing. And then I've come in at this time to have just a quick opinion of what's going on. As it's got to do with me, she brought it on my behalf, right? So it's technically my issue. But because of the way they set up things, Emma had to do things on my behalf. You know what I mean? So let's continue.
An hour back.
Yeah, we're talking about the messages and how it works. No, we're talking about.
I do apologize, but I am hearing someone speaking in the background.
Yeah, sorry.
I understand where you were coming from.
Yeah, so
Hey, after I rip you off and you start going off your head, right, I'll say to you, it's really easy. I understand. But don't get upset now. Right, but I understand where you're coming from. It's just the way it is. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? That is sad as fuck. Let's continue.
my limited time frame that was exceeded was not to do with me sending the emails back. That's the time frame they have to put in disputes. Is that correct? Okay, so it had nothing to do with the emails. It's just the time frame because you said you have 100 and how many days was it? Sorry.
We only have 120 days for this.
Yeah, so you should have gotten your job done.
The time frame was only 120 days.
Yeah, and who failed that?
Action was already 135 days.
Yeah, and who failed that in the end?
I kept putting in the emails.
That's right. So I'll be taking this to the police because I've got other incidences of scamming.
I keep hearing someone from the background.
That's me. So I'll let you know later because I'll mention it, or I might just say that it's on here, and I'll let you know that the police are checking out things and that, and they said they're interested after I told them about how I even know how things are starting and rights, and I can tell you the higher point of where it all leads to these areas. You want some information, man? And I can talk about how things have failed us as people and all sorts of things, and I've got their threats and so on, right? But anyway, it'll be so much, and they'll probably even go, slow down for a minute. And I'm not going to record that. I'm just going to record me going in there to see what they can do. And then, of course, there's some things you've got to get off grid. Right? But there's some things that we can keep trucking because if I want an investigation, I'm not going to get it in. But they might already be doing one. That's the thing. But let's continue. And if that's true, I might find out some information that they are, or perhaps nothing, right? Because in some investigations, when it's pretty important, which a lot of these are, things are quiet until the end game, right? So let's continue. You could say it's a lawyer.
I apologize that this happened. I understand it's real mad and frustrated with you right now.
Oh, I'm not mad. We're just going to take the next step. That's why we record. We're not mad. Please understand, we're not mad. I'm just talking about, I might be a little loud because I have that kind of voice. But I'm just talking about what's the truth, and I'll be taking this to the police, including this record. Because when I want to be firm, I have a voice to make sure you hear it. You know what I mean? About how you say that we failed, and yet you could have done your job ages ago, and yet I talk about scamming on the internet. That's why I'm recording now, being posted on YouTube. Scamming tricks and all that kind of things. Do tricks and delays, and that's what you've done. So I'm be posting that up with the stories that I talked about previously. As the police are saying that they want to try to prevent things, well, I'm an excellent person, an example and of a citizen to try to help them to try to prevent things, even help them out. You know what I mean? I'd be jumping all over that if I was a police officer. Right? And you've already heard about, that I wouldn't even be one. So it's a righteous thing. But obviously, if they're not. If they just go by the books, they go by the books. They're just as they're called robot. A robot's something that goes by the program, right, by the books. That's fine. They just get paid. Right? But at least you know what they are. What's the outcome? Who does what? Right? That's what we're trying to do here. I'm sorry too.
I only speaking with Emma.
Continue. I just thought I'd just quickly tell you that. Yeah, continue.
What I don't understand is that I know I'm past 100.
Don't worry about it.
30 days.
As I heard that we were getting nowhere, I definitely wanted to make sure that I can record and keep it on public instead of private. and using it for like privates you can use for stories and mention about things, but certain things you can't. If you don't ask for permission, you might get in some trouble, maybe, right? And so, but once they're recording, most time if they're recording, usually you can always record, right? It goes both ways, which she mentioned she's recording, and so I'm recording. Similar things like when you record the police, there's no reason, unless there's other people involved with it, why you couldn't post it up. And so I'm taking the next step. I'd rather not. These is a bank that I thought was good. But like I said, a lot of things that are good are not so good anymore, are they? And changed bank many years ago to this bank. And I've been only a few times where I've tried to go in there to find out, how they can help me, and I've never been helped besides me giving them money and pulling money out. I haven't got a loan or anything like that before, so you'd think some of these small things like this where people are not doing their jobs right and they're getting away with things because of things like this. You know what I mean? Everyone's stretching things. Scam. That's all part of it. Police should know, they can go tell the government or something. How can we get this to the government? This is another thing. I'll be talking to the police to make sure. I've got lots to say to make sure that they will speak to me and take me seriously. Take us citizens and what we're trying to do and help them seriously. Huh? Because we're having problems with connecting with the police, and yet if they keep doing what they're doing, we're going to continue to have problems. I've talked about issues of moments that when we have moments of issues, bad days and all that kind of stuff and what we've been through, we talk about our feelings, right? And if you keep talking about it and keep going through it, you become it, right, permanently. And that's what coppers are dealing with because they haven't fixed these issues up here that can fix all the way down there. Right? And just a little bit of listening and stuff like that at certain times, and don't tell us to go to the internet. And I'm hoping when I go in there to talk to them next that they don't say that to me. And if they do, I'll be talking about how sad that is and no wonder people don't want to talk to you. We're going to talk to a robot. You know what I mean? And then we might get set up. No wonder if the cases are like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's continue.
That probably wouldn't have been past 130 days if your dispute team didn't have to keep.
And then when you have that system where if you're getting a little rowdy in the system that makes you rowdy, you're never going to get nowhere, are you, people? So if a system's rowdy, you definitely need people in certain important sectors, and you want to hire people out there, business people, to be able to handle rowdy people. Otherwise, you're making the situation worse or not fixing things at all. You see? I don't know if a lot of people understand things, but I see that people just rather go or bully or just leave it alone. And that's sad. And you know how I know that? Because I don't get much comments and the things that I've been going through recently. And that's sad again. But let's continue.
You just kept sending me the
And
same.
if I'm going to go down, I've already cried and done a lot of things, as I've talked about, right? I might as well go down, either angry as fuck, and that's what usually happens, right? You go to jail and you're upset. Or you be happy about it. Which choice do you pick? I go up and down on it. Like I said, it depends on other things that happen in life and how much you've been through it and they're using something new, right? But let's keep on going. I'll blab a bit while we've got this going at the same time, eh?
The same stuff.
Two in one kind of thing. Director's commentator.
Our process, our backend team escalated this, but upon investigating, the transaction was already exceeded, and it's been already 135 days since this transaction happened.
Yeah, we understand that.
Okay, so
And this is worth the story, no worries, $300. It's worth it.
You know what I mean?
straight away we should.
Because if my outcomes are true and to help people, how much do you spend? And I'm pretty poor. So I'm like a dude going 3/4 of my pay for ages to try to help out not only myself, but the people and to keep standing up. Or I can just not. And that's why I'm onto the second solar inverter issue. Right? And after I go talk to the police, I'll go, hopefully I won't get a third. You get where I'm coming from, why I need to talk. So the things don't continue. Or if they do, what could we get? You see?
Which was we told at the bank. We've got the bank tell us twice,
They
record
said
it,
we're pretty.
and we can just go from there, right? And talk and
All right,
go to
well,
the news
since you
and other
don't do
things.
nothing, I guess that's
There's
it
plenty
today.
of choices,
Nothing else.
as I'm talking about, right? And then either we can give up, or as soon as you can, you take the next step, which is what I said to Emma. I've already got to a point where I've talked about suicide, and this is all I got left. They can come and kill me, right? If I get to a point where they've sat me in jail and I'm laughing, I've told Emma this sadly, all right, and if it's not too much time, I can go through that. But if they got to a point where you know you're fucking, they're running around, I'll just fucking end myself, right? There's no use anymore, right? Of all the things I've talked about, which is sad. But the devil would like that outcome, if that story was true. And so you'll end up seeing that outcome and people continuing to that last outcome, right? With bullying and continue issues. But anyway, let's just finish it there.
Okay, if you want, I can lodge a complaint on behalf of you.
No, it's just another thing to stretch things to waste time.
No,
isn't
that's
it?
fine.
Why bother? So we get this answer.
So I just wanted to talk to her about something, right? And then you'll see in a minute. I asked Emma because it looked like Emma wanted to do something, but then she changed her mind maybe after I spoke or something like that. Hey? Oh, that's right. So you didn't want to do anything then? Looked like in your face that you might have wanted to do something. But anyway, let's continue. And you know why she's given up? Would have loved to continue. But if there's another step, why was there that step? Why is there another step? Is that because if the people keep trying, you got all these steps? You know, a good lawyer does that, eh? For bad guys to let them have more time to run around and try to get what they need to get done. Isn't that sad? But anyway, it's just a pattern thing, you see?
Sorry,
And we'll just end it there. You'll hear the ending.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, but yeah, that's all. I apologize, Emma.
And all you can do is laugh about it, really. I do it to these people all the time in the end. After all, like I said,
Emma, do you want?
once you've gone through everything, cried about it and shit, you get to a point where you just kind of like,
Do you want to continue this dispute?
Thank you.
Do you?
Thank you.
You could have said yes.
and I was just saying just then that perhaps Emma wanted to do something, but because I was talking, she wouldn't allow us to finish speaking. She just wanted to hurry up and cut off. I've been in that situation each time, if you get what I mean. Or perhaps not, but that's how I see it. You can always give us a comment, but the truth is only in the pudding when you get both sides of the conversation, okay? Always remember that. And make your own opinion if you want. One of the things when you watch these clips, it doesn't really matter unless you're a person that's like a copper. If you see something bad or you're a good person, you do something about it, or you'd use it to also help you do the same thing and join the party and so on. You know what I mean?
It's all right. They always do that because they've got to know about apparently we're angry and all that. All right. See you guys later.
Yeah, I was just talking about the ad where they talk about, please, when you call people, you'll definitely see it at Centrelink, not to be nasty and all these things. But yet I was talking about, see how they give us words and ignorance and no real respect or help, and even understand that what we're speaking is true, that they just go, sorry. How would you feel that knowing that your company has failed someone, that you can just say, sorry? Isn't that sad, Emma? Yeah. I guess you get paid to do it. You know what I mean, people? And yet they go, I know what you feel. They get paid to do it. They don't know what you feel. Because if they did, they would understand you and go, shit, where's your thing? In fact, I might even join you and we'll make sure that these things don't happen and so on and so on and so on. There's lots of things you could say if you knew, if they really understood you. You try to say right at the end to pretend, or perhaps not, but most of the time there's always another step, which I was just talking about. At the end, you go, oh, we can go do something else. But you're already meant to be a last complaint thing. It's already, why is there another one? And I guess if we go to that one, there's another one. I guess if we go to that one, there's another one. Something that never ends. And that's sad. And what a way to scam, eh? As they say, and we're all starting to wake up in the world, which is probably why things are playing up. So who's the problem at the top, right? That they could easily fix by just what? Listening, perhaps a little less profit by those listeners, but it's what it's meant to be. But anyway, have a good one out there, everybody, and see you later.